Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Aschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasavi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Gaura Haribol. Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Haribol, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So first of all, I would like to thank the opportunity of being here tonight in association of all of you. It's a great pleasure for me to be here, and also to thank my good friend Sitaram Prabhu that he arranged this program. And this, for many years, we know each other, and I've seen how he's developing very nicely the preaching, making people coming closer to Krishna. That's the whole process. As he said, I joined this movement in Brazil. Prabhupada said that in Bhagavatam is there. If you dig a hole in India, across the planet Earth, you reach Brazil. From India, so you're on the opposite side. So, in many ways, there's similarities and differences. And while he was speaking, I was remembering how I joined this movement. And the whole thing started in searching the truth. I was trying to find the reason of things. I was trying to find why the world is like this, why things happen like this. And I was trying to dedicate my life to this purpose. And gradually, Krishna was showing me the path, how to have answers for my questions. Although there in our country, we're not vegetarians, I became vegetarian because I was thinking that time that ethics, not killing animals, that's no violence, that's the solution for the world's problems. I was young, I had the youth spirit on me, and I joined. But then inside that group there was some devotees, they were doing Food for Life. They invited me to the temple. I didn't like much religion. From my background, I had contact with all kinds of religions you can imagine. From my
mother's side, they were Catholics. From my father's side, they were Protestants. And I studied in a Jewish school. From childhood, I grown up in a Jewish school. And when I was young, my friends, they used to go to some, it's one group in Brazil, a big religion there, they call Spiritism. It's not black magic, but they have some things from scriptures there. Their leader, he read some of the scriptures. They preach about karma, they preach about reincarnation, all these things. So I had all this background with religion. I didn't want religion. So I started going to temple, but I said, I don't want this religion for me, but I want this prasad. Really good. I was attracted by prasad. I was taking prasad. That was purifying me. After some time, I was traveling. One friend gave me a Gita. He said, please read this book. I read Gita. Immediately, I felt, that's the answer for so many questions I had. Then I joined the movement there in searching the truth. And that's the first question a serious person should ask. What is the reason of life? What is the difference between matter and spirit? That's the first shloka from Vedanta Sutra. Srimad Bhagavatam also opens giving the answer of these questions. Second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, you find all kinds of answers to these questions. So that's how we came in contact with Krishna consciousness. Of course, in the West, our movement is not so big as in India. But bhakti doesn't depend on big or small. Bhakti can manifest anywhere. That's the beauty and the magic of this movement. So we came in contact. Then, of course, when I came to India, my faith increased. I saw beautiful temples. I saw beautiful devotees like you everywhere. And I was very impressed. And then in India also, I remember first time I came to Juhu was 2000. I came before, 2008 was the first time. Then second time I came with a big group. Sitaram Prabhu arranged, we were 53 devotees. We came very far, 2 airplanes to reach here.
All were preached by him.
No. So 2010 we came here. I was very impressed. Beautiful temple. And this preaching, we are going to different temples. And something I want to share with you that I found interesting. We went to Sri Ranga and they asked me, Prabhu, can you please give class? I said, yes, if you want. I'm not qualified, but if you want. He said, no, they like Westerners coming here and giving class. I said, okay, so what should I say? And he said, please, Prabhu, there's so many people here in India thinking about going to the West. Try to say something that will make them value more our main richness, which is spiritual life, spiritual culture. I said, okay, Prabhu, let me try. So I was chanting, and Krishna sent me the message. Krishna said, you go through this path. Okay. So I started saying, they were impressed. This Sri Ranga is not a big city, so a Western was there preaching, they were happy. Then I was saying, I'm from Brazil. And Brazil is famous for 2 things. I don't know if you know this, but there's 2 things that are worldwide famous from Brazil. Who knows that? Football, or soccer, as Americans say, football. And another one? It's connected to music. Carnival. Carnival. It's the biggest carnival in the world. It's the biggest festival we have there in the country. Everything stops. It's national holidays, almost 1 week holiday, Carnival. And Carnival, if you don't know, this Carnival comes from the word carna. Carna in Latin means flesh, carne. So it's the festival of the body, of the flesh. That's the festival we have there. For devotees, especially for brahmachari, it's dangerous. Don't go out in the street. I remember we always, during this festival, we always go to the farm actually, and stay inside the farm protected. 1 year when sannyasi came, he said, I want to preach in this carnival. Take all your brahmachari, let's go, you go. Oh, I say, oh Maharaj, this is very dangerous. But somehow he protected us. They spend the whole year building big chariots for the parade, making costumes, different arrangements for that, for the biggest festival. During this festival, why is dangerous? Because it's the festival of the body. You go outside in the street and it's crazy. Someone can grab you and kiss you immediately like this. That's how it happens. It's crazy. So therefore we stay locked in the temple. And another danger was when Maharaj said, let's go, we brought the devotees, is that people, they wear costumes during carnival. So many people were thinking that we are disguised as Hare Krishna. It was our costume. Hare Krishna costume in the street. Increase the dangerous. The danger. So that was so they build these big chariots. I was telling this in Sri Rangan. They were, like this. And I say, and you know what they place on top of these chariots? Does anyone know here? Naked men, naked women. I said, in India, you have the biggest parade, the biggest festival after Kumbh Mela, of course, which is not actually, Kumbh Mela is not actually a festival itself, but Rath Yatra. I said the same. They spend the whole year building chariots. They do arrangements whole year. So many people, they buy tickets to go there. All the hotels, they are full. Guest house, they are full. But what they placed in the chariot? God. They do the same thing. In our country, they dance. They go and they dance. They chant. It's the same thing. It's a parade. People go outside, chant and dance. But in one, they are glorifying the Lord. In another one, they are glorifying the body. Say, this is the richness of your country. This is the richness of India. When I was describing this festival there, here you laugh. There they were amazed. I saw even one mother, she was covering the son's ear like this. So the spiritual culture, or keeping the Lord as the center of all activities, that's the most important thing we can do in our lives. There's no more important thing we can do. And in India, this is clear in our face. I'm telling you, I live in India, but I'm being sincere. It's not easy for a Westerner to live here. The traffic, everything you eat, so much chili. It's like this. But why we come here? Because you find God-conscious people. You find God-conscious festivals. And this is the richness of this place. I would not change India for other countries. Many places I go, people ask me, why did you come to live in India? why you didn't stay in Brazil? I say, because of that. Because here I have more opportunity to advance. I have more, of course, there also, because of the spiritual movement, we also have association of sadhus. We also have association of devotees. But when I had my children, I decided I want to go to India because of that. And I had many realizations being here in different places. I traveled different places. In 2012, I had one very nice realization I want to share with you. I was one friend from Jaipur. He asked me, Prabhu, do you want to drive from Jaipur to Vrindavan? Do you want to take the car? I said, okay, let me try. Before that day in 2012, it was really annoying, the horn in India, bang, 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 everywhere. Really annoying for me. After that day, I had a great realization. I could not drive without horning. That was that was the beginning of my realization. So I was criticizing drivers for years. I was criticizing them, and I was doing the same thing, bang, bang, everywhere. But that led me to another realization, and this is the one I actually want to share with you. I saw that here I couldn't drive using only my vision. I had to drive using my vision and my ears. So that led me to this realization that in the West, we are very attracted by what we see. Billboards everywhere. People are very dirty inside, but they pose as they are first class. So you see and you think, first class. As soon they start to speak, you understand their hearts. So this gave me the realization, and since I was living from Jaipur, I was taking darshan of Radha Govinda Ji every day. I was thinking about it. People are so attached to Krishna. And I tell you one thing. If you see our ISKCON deities, Shri Radha Ras Bihari, go to Delhi, you see Radha Parthasarathi. You go to Vrindavan, you see Radha Shyamasundar. You go to Mayapur, you see Radha Madhav. They are beautiful. Beautiful. Prabhupada designed like that because he knew that Westerners, they are very much attracted by the visual. You go to Radha Govinda Ji, Radha Govind Dev, is not so beautiful. The appearance of the deity, as we have our deities here. But they are beautiful because all that people that go there and cry and roll to the ground or whatever, they hear about the glories of the Lord since they are small. So by hearing, they create the love. And the deity becomes beautiful by what you hear, not only by what you see. So I thought, wow, that's amazing. Because the hearing sense here, it's much more developed than there. So from the horny on the road to this realization. So hearing is very important. That's how spiritual life starts, by hearing. Reading is another kind of hearing, especially spiritual books. And Prabhupada books also, Prabhupada, he didn't write with the pen. He had his dictaphone and he was speaking. And this message was recorded and came into a book. So this hearing is really important. And there's no other place. I've been traveling in many places. In the in the East, hearing is most prominent. In India, is more prominent. You see so many people, they have thousands and thousands of followers just by hearing. Hearing is important. There was one philosopher. He's from Turkey, old philosopher. He went to the market. Saw one guy was selling this, Canarian bird. You know this bird that sings very beautifully. He was selling 1,000 rupees, 1,000 rupees. This beautiful bird. He sings very nice like that. Then this philosopher, he went to the house. He got one duck and he brought the duck to the same market. And he was selling the duck, 5,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees. And the other people, they were seeing this beautiful bird. The guy was selling for 1,000 rupees. And he's selling a duck that only makes quack, quack for 5,000. And they asked him, why are you selling so expensive? You see, this bird, he's selling for 1,000 rupees. And he can sing. Look at your duck. He said, yes, I'm selling for 5,000 because my duck, he can hear. Not sing, but he can hear. So he was showing the importance of hearing. This is how spiritual life starts. Imagine being grown in the West, so many concepts in our minds. How to break all these concepts? By hearing. Prabhupada in his books, he explains everything we need to break all material conditionings. All. From all kinds of people. From all kinds of nature. This Hare Krishna movement is composed by, is not a sectarian movement. This movement, I have, like there in Brazil, I was years also in a temple in a slum. I was in that temple. They asked me to open a school there. I was there. It was a slum. People were attracted to Krishna in the same way. So it's not sectarian. It's for everyone, this Krishna consciousness. And in Prabhupada books, we will find the answers for everything. Miracles happen. That's the power of bhakti. When we came here in 2010, some devotees, I was living in this place where they asked us to open a Gurukul. Because this temple was run by a couple. Simple couple. The devotee, Sri Krishna Prabhu, he was a police officer. The wife was a teacher. But they were touched by Prabhupada's words. They opened the doors of their house. They started distributing prasad and making programs in his house. Gradually, many, because the place was a very poor place, the parents, they used to take the train in the morning and go to the big city to work. The children, they stay alone. They stay in the street, they stay doing nonsense. This is the reality. Same as in India. So many young people started to go there, take prasad, hearing philosophy, everything. So they called me, please Prabhu, because I always had interest in education. Please assist us to open a Gurukul for all these children. We have 50 children here, and young people, they want to do something. Please, please. So we went there to that place. Just a simple couple. The salary is also same as in India, very short. So, because of bhakti, everything developed. We had devotees there, everything. Devotees, they worked very hard the whole year. Book distribution, prasadam distribution, so many things. So this devotee said, this year, despite the high price of the ticket, we will bring all devotees to India. All devotees, I don't care. Everyone. Only one pujari will stay. Others will go. The cook, the pujaris, everyone came. So we came to India. Some other temples, they were criticizing us. They said, Prabhu, not criticizing, but they were saying, Prabhu, you're a very poor place. You don't have big donors. You are spending all the money with the ticket for going there. The devotees said, but these devotees, they are very sincere. They should go to the holy place. Krishna will do something. So we came with the devotees here. Practically all the money we had for the temple, we were using on that. The ticket is like $1,000 for each person from Brazil here. We came, we did 2 months pilgrimage. North India, then South India. We came to Mumbai. We came to Juhu to live to Brazil, back to Brazil. And we were building the Gurukul that time. When we went to the airport, I don't know if Sitaram Prabhu remembers that. We went to the airport. We're doing the check-in. The person said, sir, it's not possible for you to fly today. Why? There's a volcano in Iceland. It's covering Europe, and England is covered by smoke. It was British Airways, so you can't go. And I asked, but when can we go? They say, I don't know, because this is going for some days. So I came to temple, big anxiety. I was thinking what to do. So that time, Sitaram Prabhu arranged everything. Prasadam, place to stay, everything for us. Then, I'll tell you a secret also in this story. But we should keep confidentially, please. So then, I called the next day. They said, sir, only after 15 days we have one airplane available for you and your group to go. I said, 15 days we have to go. We have our duties there. We have also congregation members. They have to go. They say, no, sir, you have to stay 15 days. But we can compensate and pay your staying and your food for 15 days. I say, yes. So how much you can compensate? They say 100 pounds a day for person for accommodation and 30 pounds for food. So much. So I thought maybe that's Krishna's arrangement. So then I spoke with Sitaram Prabhu. He brought me to the temple president, Braj Bihari Prabhu. I said, Prabhu, this is our case. We are staying in the ashram where now they have the life membership prasad. There was a very simple ashram there. Very simple. We stayed there. Prabhu made a bill as we stay in the best room of this. That's the confidential. I begged him. I said, Prabhu, our temple is like this. Please assist us. Prabhu made a bill. We present to British Airways. They gave us 4 times the money we spent in India. Our trip was sponsored by Juhu Temple. So Krishna made the arrangements. We came there and then we opened this Gurukul there with this money. With this money, we opened the school there. We started with 25 children, and we had up to 120. At one point, we had non-devotees from families which they are not devotees, but the children, they became devotees, and they wanted to study with us. Even son of priests of Christian church, they were sending children to us. They said, one of them, he was saying, I pray every day to God that my children become Hare Krishna. Every day I pray to God that the children, they will become Hare Krishna. Because Krishna consciousness is very clear. You cannot hide anything. Because you work with the purest thing in this planet. You cannot hide. They saw how devotees were working. And the place was difficult. In 2009, this city was considered the most violent city in the country because of drug dealers and gangs killing each other. One time, one of our devotees, he was coming back from book distribution, a grihasta. 2 men came inside the bus with guns. Give us everything, all the money you have. The devotee, he was a grihasta. He had his phone, he had his, at that time, this iPod and book and all the money from book distribution. He was in anxiety. So when they came to him, they saw Shika. They saw the books. He said, open your bag, I want to see. He started to bring books. They saw Krishna books. They said, no, you can keep your things. Say like that. Why? Because these people, when they were young, they used to take drugs. When they were hungry, they would go to Hare Krishna temple. They were getting prasad. Nobody could touch us. The temple door was open from 4 to 10. It was open. Anyone could come inside and outside. That's the potency of Krishna consciousness. So then, basically this is what I wanted to share with you. That this movement is completely transcendental. I know many of you've grown up in this culture, Hindu culture. But Krishna consciousness gives us answers, as I say in the beginning, that sometimes only dealing with the day-to-day religion, you don't face it. So my request is to all of you, take this movement seriously. Take the study of the books seriously. Take the spiritual practice seriously. And all these miracles, they happen to devotees all over the world. It's like that. It's like that. So then we had this school, and just by the power of Krishna consciousness, we were transforming Islam boys in gentlemen. It was not by academic work. It was by Krishna consciousness. I had one student, he went to jail. You know why? He broke a chair in the head of the teacher in his previous school. He broke the chair in the head of the teacher, went to the hospital, he went to jail. He was young, he was 14 when he did that. He had one sister, one brother studying with us. When he came out of the jail, the mother was very nice to us. And the girl, she was Julana Yatra, that was her name. She started from very young age with us, Krishna consciousness. I said to the mother, please send this boy to our school. She said, no. I love you, therefore I will not send this boy to you. I will not do that. She said like that. I said, we try, please send, we try. She sent the boy. First, the school was run like that. We had morning program, we had japa, then DT Darshan, then Bhagavatam or Mahabharat class every day, then prasad. The boy came. He was feeling strange in the environment. All other children. By the end of the Mahabharata class, I say, I know your past. Don't try to cheat me. Okay? He was, yes, like that. By the end of the day, the boy, he behaved nice in the school. I left him free. Because in our school, like Gurukul, we didn't have all these academic rules. So the boy was kind of free in the school, checking how it works. For him, it was very strange. A school where there's no specific time for classes. School where there's no division of age. Small with big together. How is that possible? By the end of the day, we had mantra class. They learn mantras. I told the boy, you see, everything your mother told me about you is wrong. You're a very nice boy. So I will give you a gift. I gave the gift. The boy became very happy. After a few months, this boy was living as a brahmachari in the ashram. That was his, just by Krishna consciousness. We didn't do social welfare. We didn't do massive academic training. Just by association with Srila Prabhupada's movement, he transformed himself. A big radio station came to interview this mother and the boy. And then in the city, they knew. Whatever school have children that they can't handle, they call the Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. And then the government started to call us. They called us. We have one boy, we try in different school, it's not, where can you take this boy? Yes, please send. Like that. That's the power of bhakti. Power of bhakti. That's what we were sharing to them, bhakti. Bhakti through devotional service. That's so powerful. We had a girl, Balaram. We used to call Balaram. I don't know who gave this name to the girl, but it was Balaram. Balaram. She was very sincere. She was 7, 8. I still have one picture. She's in the front of altar crying to the Lord. We had to go, the drug dealers, they took her for working for them. We had to go to them and say, please, why you're doing this to the girl? Anyone who goes there and try to do that, they will shoot. He said to his men, please give this girl to the Hare Krishna again and don't bother her anymore. She came back. She came back. She was doing terrible things. She was forced to do terrible things. Nowadays, she's a very stable girl. The mother went to jail because she was giving the young girl for men, for money. The mother went to jail. Now this girl, Balaram, she is taking care of the brothers and sister. She is now 17, 18. She's married. She takes care of the children in the house. Very stable, very nice girl. Just the power of Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada was doing this. He was getting hippies in the street. He was transforming them in amazing people. That's the power of Krishna consciousness. So, at one point, the government started to recognize. They started to give us trucks of food. Like I said before, Brazilians are not so pious as Indians are. So, it's very difficult to get donations there. Very difficult. So the whole thing was maintained by book distribution. Very difficult. I'll tell you another thing that happened when we went to Sri Lanka. One gentleman asked, or one lady, I don't remember, how did you get the money to come to India? I say, by distributing books. Srila Prabhupada books. Then we got the money and we are here. And there was one boy, one girl. devotees. The boy was 12, the girl was 16, 17. They were guiding us in Sri Rangan. Then I noticed we were eating, buying Mahaprasad, this and that. They were not eating. I said, please eat. They said, no, thank you. Next day, whole day, no eating. Anything. I say, why are you not eating? They say, you know what happened? Because my mother was there in the lecture. My father was there. They heard that you came to India and your money is from book distribution. So we are not allowed to use your sacred money for eating. I felt, what a culture. So much respect for spiritual life. Even 10 rupees, if it's coming from a spiritual connection, that's sacred. Anyway, that was something that impressed me a lot. The same family we went to take prasadam, 50 of us in the house. They're cooking like anything. There's still some devotees, they say that was the best prasad they took. Father was happy. I collected, 6,000-7,000 rupees as a donation because people are so satisfied. The father said, please don't give me any donation. No. I left the donation there in the kitchen. When we went out, I told the boy or the girl, you please tell your father you left the donation there. When our bus was leaving from Srirangan to Tiruchirappalli, I saw someone running after the bus. So, who is this crazy person? I started to hit the bus, stop. And the man came with the money, the devotee. Please, don't curse our family. Take this money with you. This is culture. So, with book distribution, so at one point the government, they were giving us trucks of food. Trucks of food, every day coming to the temple, everything. We started book distribution because we had many boxes, we had no car. We had to take supermarket carts to put the books inside. We borrow in the morning, we go with the carts, we return in the evening. No money. We're traveling to another city. We had to go to the street, sell some books, get the money for the bus. Then in the bus we preach, get the money for the train. In the train we preach, we get the money for traveling. That was the situation. But within few years, 7 years, 6 years, we had 3 vans. 3 vans. 3 vans. This is the power of Krishna consciousness. We never asked any money. But in these ways, Krishna was giving us everything. That's the power of Krishna consciousness. Then somehow I was invited to come to Mayapur. I always liked the Gurukul project in Mayapur because my background is in education. I like education. I like children a lot. Almost my whole life I was surrounded by children. I spent years and years sleeping with children, waking up with children, eating with children. Every day, my whole journey was like that. And still is like this. Because in my house I have 2 girls. In Gurukul I have 70 boys. So my whole life is with children. I always loved that. So I got the opportunity, and I always loved this Gurukul in Mayapur that Prabhupada opened, which is not an academic school. And I'll tell you one thing. Our school there, I grabbed all the information from Mayapur Gurukul. We designed in the same way. Gurukul training. And the success was by that. Academically, spiritually, the improvement was very high. Television was coming to see what they are doing. The government, they gave us permit. I didn't change anything for the government. They gave us permission because they saw the result. That's the power of Krishna consciousness, the power of scriptures. We are following what the scripture says. We are not creating these modern solutions. No. We are following what was there in the scriptures, which is beautiful. In Dharma Shastras are saying the teacher should, one of the first duties of the teacher should love his student as he loves his own son. That's the rule. Show this to any government bureaucrat. They will appreciate, but they don't know how to do it. Especially nowadays, people will see this, they appreciate. They don't know how to do it. While in other schools, not Krishna conscious, they were beating the children. In our school, they were serving the teacher. Same boy was hitting the teacher in the head with a chair. After a few months, he was every day, 5:30 in the morning, collecting flowers for the deities. That's the power of Krishna consciousness. And it can manifest anywhere, any country, any city, any place, any social status, anywhere. Is like that. And that's the potency of a pure soul, a pure devotee. Srila Prabhupada. So, this is our experience. I was happy when Sitaram Prabhu invited me to share with you, because I felt this depth also to Juhu Temple. Our school was built, I think Sitaram Prabhu doesn't know that. You knew that? I mentioned to you before. Okay. By the mercy of Juhu Temple and British Airways. So, yes, like that. So, if you have any question or anything you want to know or to clarify, or any comment you want to give to enlighten this audience.
Can you share something from
From
Mayapur?
Mayapur. Okay.
You reached Mayapur.
Yes, good. So I'll share something about Mayapur. I had previously, when I joined the movement, when I was 17, I made my exam for college, for joining the college that time. Education, I wanted to study education, bachelor on education. Then I was accepted in a nice school, but I joined the temple, so I was divided. What to do now? I go to college, I go to temple. Which one I should go? Then I asked my spiritual master. He said, you do both. You go as a representative of Prabhupada and you stay in the temple. It was very expensive. We could not afford that. But because I was a monk living in temple and it was a Catholic university, they gave me scholarship. Not 1 rupee, not rupee, that in Brazil is reais. Not 1 real will I pay for that college, and they gave me education. I was going as a monk. In my same classroom, there was a nun and another priest. Young, they're also studying like us. So I studied that, education. When I came to Mayapur first, and I saw this Gurukul program. I saw the children. I was impressed. That was my inspiration to do something in Brazil. I traveled with the boys. I saw their devotion. I saw their respect. I saw their behavior. I was impressed. I'm not impressed by academics. I'm not impressed by academics. Actually, even when I was on the academy, I didn't like much the environment. But I'm impressed by bhakti. And bhakti, how you act with in a challengeable situation, how you react. When problems arrive, how you react. Then you show your consciousness. So when I saw the behavior of these boys in Gurukul, I say, I must go there. I started to go every day. I spent 6 months in Mayapur that time. I started to go every day. And I would make so many questions to Bhaktivedanta Purna Maharaj from Gurukul. And I was impressed. How Maharaj sometimes he was making a question, philosophical question. I was still trying to understand the question. And there was 12-year-old boys answering the question. I was puzzled. So how is possible? I'm trying to understand. And the boy is answering like this. So what kind of education is this? We traveled from Ganga Sagar. I was with them. 2006. From Ganga Sagar to Mayapur. It was, I think, 12 hours by bus. Stressful situation. In the boat, it was very stressful. There was a fight, fist fight. In the boat, the Sai Baba followers, they were attacking. They were jumping over everyone with boxes, going into the boat. Chaos was installed. I was watching the behavior of the boys. I was impressed. We entered the bus the whole way. If you ever had an experience of traveling with children inside the bus, it's chaotic. They scream, they run, they do all kind of stuff inside the bus. But I was inside the bus. The children were quiet. Some reading, some speaking very softly inside, peaceful, not stressful with the situation. I was impressed. I said, wow. So when I went to Brazil, I said, I want to achieve this with the children. It's hard work. To change someone's speech is very easy. To change someone's outlook is very easy. To change someone's habits, to change someone's consciousness is very difficult. Demands tons and tons of blood. When we opened the school there, one sannyasi said, if you want to do something good, you have to sweat a lot. If you want to do something amazing, you have to give your blood. So I say, let's do this. I want to achieve what I'm seeing there in this school in Mayapur. So when I went to Brazil there, then one day I had this experience. We have a very beautiful ISKCON restaurant there. Beautiful, 750 people every day in the heart of the city. Beautiful. I remember one point Japataga Maharaj said, this is the most successful restaurant in ISKCON. So the devotee invited us, please bring your children to eat for taking prasad. And this restaurant is in the heart of the city. It's mostly high-class people eating there. We brought the children. We had children on the upper floor, on the lower floor of the restaurant. I was worried what will happen, these boys, these girls. I was eating on the lower floor. So the man came, businessman came. He asked, who is the in charge of these children. I was afraid. I said, what will happen? I said, excuse me, sir, I'm in charge of them. Then he said, no, I want to acknowledge your education you're giving to these children. I was sitting upstairs. There was no teacher upstairs. They were behaving like gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, very nice behaved. So I said, the same thing I saw there. Now I could measure. We achieved something. We're starting to achieve something. So this attracted me to Gurukul in Mayapur. I sent few boys here. From Brazil, I sent. One mother for years, she was cursing me. You took my boy, how is possible? Now he's in the other corner of the world and I'm here. No. He now graduated from Gurukul. He came back. The mother is very happy with the result. I sent some boys there because I knew that education, spiritual education, is the best. It's the only thing that can change the world. You can try anything. Politics, we debate so much about politics. This politician, that happened. This happened in Gujarat. This happened, this party, this, blah, blah, blah. This will not change anything. Anything. The world will keep just like it is. Because it's Kali Yuga, then Satya Yuga will come. Then it's just a cycle. You cannot change. But the spiritual can change. So that's the beauty. So we are now there in Mayapur having the opportunity to associate in Gurukul with many special souls, boys there. It's amazing to see how we can, from a young age, you can experience such higher consciousness. I've seen this there with the boys. And Sitaram Prabhu's sons are also there. I saw how they changed. The boy came, of course, Prabhupada said from birth to 5 years old, you give freedom. That's actually Chanakya Pandit. You give freedom. From 5 to 15, you be strict. From 15, you made friendship. As Chanakya Pandit's words. So I saw when his son came, stubborn, like any other children, stubborn, and sometimes doing things that were not nice to his friends. After, 1 year he's there? 1.5 years he's there? Completely different boy. I feel ashamed. Every day I come to the school, he pay obeisances to me. I feel ashamed. He touched my feet. I can only embrace them. Then, very gentle boy. Whatever we need, he brings. Whatever the teacher needs. This mood is finishing because of westernized consciousness. Culture is finishing all over the world. I'm telling you. In the West, it was faster. In the East, it's starting to attack more and more now. All these westernized. Then people are thinking, only by successful modernized life, only by modernized life I can be successful. That's the mentality nowadays. When we started our school there, we didn't give any degree. After the government recognized us, any degree, but we had the children there. And the parents, they were very happy. And the result, I can guarantee, maybe financially, maybe some of them is not the best. But that's life. Even if you go to the best university, how can you guarantee that you're going to get a best salary? Stable life. No. By spiritual culture, you can face any situation. So that's the Prabhupada's vision on education. And this is what we are humbly working there in Mayapur. Spiritual education. Prabhupada say this movement is to re-spiritualization of the whole planet. That's what the movement is for. You can do the same activity we are doing. I just told you this example. This police officer and the wife, teacher, they, small salary, they have 3 properties now. And no money coming from the family. All Krishna is giving. Because they had the house. So they thought, Krishna, we need to buy another house and leave this house for devotees. Krishna gave another house. This other house was a small house. We say, can we build a school in your house? He say, yes. So they prayed to Krishna. Krishna gave another house and the house became a school. That's how it happens. So, yes, like this. So if you have any question, I don't know if you have time, Prabhu, but if you have any question you want to make or commentary. Don't be shy. Any particular question you want to ask? Yes.
Children, when they newly join, obviously they come from different background. And transform them in this first few days. So how does that happen, or how would the kind of some of the experiences you can share of how
Okay.
get them to believe or align?
There's two things that Srila Prabhupada gave us. One is philosophy, and another thing is culture. Philosophy assists us to raise our consciousness, and culture, spiritual culture, gives us the support for doing that. Both the culture and the philosophy are presented in the scriptures. So when we choose to act through proper culture, proper rules, easily you can change. Who can be happy? What student can be happy locked inside a classroom for 6-7 hours a day? It's a boring life. No one can be happy. You go to our Gurukul in Mayapur, we don't have one classroom. There's no classroom. There's no walls. It's under a tree, in this hut, on that hut. It's like this. In our school, it was the same. It's no class. We're not locking them on classrooms. They're getting something. And this is the part of the culture. These rules are there in the scriptures. We are not dividing them by age. Have you ever asked who created age-level education? What situation in life you're gonna face where everyone is at your age? There's no situation in life, only at school. So they prepare you to life with a situation that you're never gonna face in your life. That's modern education. Gurukul system is multi-age level. Why? Because we must learn how to relate with elders. We must learn how to make friendship with those who are at our same level. And we have to learn how to take care of those who are younger or who needs more assistance than us. That's the situation. In Gurukul system, the student is responsible for the school. They have to clean. They have to take care of serving, everything. When you have responsibility for something, your maturity grows. This you don't find in schools. One time there was one television program. They recorded our children washing their plates. They ate, they went to wash their plates. Government school, that doesn't happen. So the government came. You cannot force your children to wash their plates. They told us like this. This is child abuse. You cannot do that. I said, I got the education rule book, National Rules of Education. One of the first one is the school should imbibe the children with the values of respect, responsibility, this. So I said, how are you doing this in your school? If I have to imbibe them with responsibility, they have to be responsible for the plate they eat. So all these things, part of the culture, makes them to mature, to grow, to have a more natural interaction with the teachers. You lock them, from this time to this time you have this class. From this time to this time you have this. From this time, what life is that? One day, there was one girl. She was not doing the work. The teacher came, was not happy. All the children were working. The teacher made a big question mark in her notebook. The teacher left. When the teacher came back, the girl made another question mark on the other side and made a heart. Immediately the teacher saw something is on her heart. The teacher left the classroom with the girl. They were speaking for hours. The others were working inside. The teacher doesn't have to be inside. Shh, quiet. No, they were working. They had the responsibility. And she could solve the girls. The girl didn't need math, English. She needed someone to hear, to open the heart. So this culture facilitates bhakti. That's the other side. Bhakti. When you love someone, you change. You do whatever you want, the person wants, or the person needs. So this happened with Prabhupada. When he came to the West, it was crazy. Everyone was telling him, don't, Swamiji, don't go there. What are you going to do there? These people, they will not listen to you. But he had something that many gurus who went there, they didn't have, which is bhakti. These boys, they were so attached, boys and girls, they were so attached to Prabhupada because he cared for them. I was reading Prabhupada diary 1966. Yes, February 1666. In his diary, Prabhupada said, today I lost one pen that my student gave me. Please, Krishna, forgive me for that. I lost it. He gave me so much love. I lost it. It's on the diary. It was not a big movement. It was a small movement. Then Prabhupada said, but it was not mine. It was someone else's. Then I lost. It will be someone else. So I was just taking care for a short time. So that's okay also, Krishna. So he cared for a small gift. the student gave him. Because of this, they were so attached to him. So, with these situations, but what school facilitates relationship between teacher and student. Every day in Mayapur, I eat with my students. This even Sitaram Prabhu's sons, we had to go to the toilet. Sometimes, when they're very small, they poop themselves. We have to clean, have to wash. We travel with them. We spend the day with them. We face the problems with them. This is the system. So, like this, the children, they changed. And this is the power of bhakti. So this is how to, if you want to transform someone, it's bhakti. You need that. But you need a cultural structure for doing that. So that was our experience there. So many experiences we had like this with children, boys, both boys and girls. So, yeah. Hari. Okay. Any other question? Yes.
So you said that you teach small boys and like big boys together. So like, isn't there a problem between their understanding or something for whatever you teach?
Good question. Thank you. I can see you are an intelligent girl by making this question. Thank you. Of course, for us, it's very difficult to understand how it can happen that you have small with big together, how they learn. But the reality is that you cannot impose what you want to teach. You go to your school. What grade you're now? Ninth grade. When you finish your school, you see that mostly things that teacher taught you, they went. You not remember. I think 70% I'm being nice. Mostly it's 90%, 95%. It's like that. Because you are going against your nature. You are forced to study things. It's not there in your heart. It's not in your nature. You are forced to study sometimes with people that you don't get along. So these things are not suitable for education. When you have a nice organized environment where naturally the students, they can learn from what they have in their hearts. Education happens naturally. I'll give you a small example. I had few boys, including this one who went to jail. He was in this group. The teacher said, okay, what do you want to learn? This teacher is a very nice pastime. He became devotee. He was initiated, he was living in Chaupati recently. He was initiated by Radhanath Maharaj. Then he said, what do you want to learn? And they were saying, we want to learn how the plants, they grow. We want to learn agriculture, like that. There are different ages. So the teacher said, okay. So we organized that. We went to the end of the road. There was some land. The owner of the land said, the devotee asked, can we use your land for growing some vegetables? He said, yes, you can use. A nice man. The boys went there. So the teacher said, okay, so now we have to see if the soil is alkaline or acid. You know this? They say, what you're saying? The boy said, you don't know, so how you can do this? Go to the school and get the information. When you learn this, you come to me, then we start. They got that. They were learning chemistry. Without knowing, they were learning chemistry. Now, let's see what we're going to grow here. We have to measure the place to see how much land we have. Do you know how to calculate the area? No, we don't know. Go to the teacher and ask how you calculate this area. They calculate the area. Like this, they were learning in their own levels, each one of them by their own interest. This is how education goes. Small learn at their level, big learn at their own level. The education naturally grows. That's the traditional Gurukul system. It's natural. You live in the ashram. So many things you have to do, so many things you learn. You practice what you learn. You don't just sit in the classroom, you have no notion of reality. Literally, I saw boys finishing school, they didn't know how to change a bulb in the house. What education is this? So we have the formula for all this. Prabhupada did this. Prabhupada had boys, girls, he had the elder people. He was teaching all of them in different categories, in different ways, by one class, by engaging them in duties that were according to their nature. And the most amazing thing is that you learn that many times, this is said in this, who's saying that? This is in Mahabharata. It's saying, children learn by 1/4 from the teacher. 1/4 from self-study. 1/4 from friends. And 1/4 from life. It's saying Mahabharata. Many times another children, they teach better than the teacher because they know each other. I remember there was one boy, he was 9. We tried to teach him ABC, so difficult. When you start A, B, C, D, when you go to E, he forgot A. That was the situation there. You try again, A, B, C, D. Repeat, A, B, C, D. E. Now repeat, E, E. Read this for me, he forgot. That was the situation. A very poor girl. She came, then the next day she came with this one bag they use in Brazil, the paper bag for selling bread in the market. She came with that to the classroom. We saw she was sitting with this boy. She prepared in her own house the ABC. She prepared. She was 11 years old. The boy was 9. She prepared in her own house. We just left her. In few days, the boy was reading. Because you allow this kind of connection. She understands him. What instruction she had? She's 11 years old. I did college, I could not teach the boy. She taught the boy. Within few days, we are trying for weeks. No success. Within few days, she taught the boy. That's the system. The system you learn with your friends. You learn with your teacher. You learn with your self-study. So this is how Gurukul is designed. It's a beautiful system. Beautiful system.
Any more questions? Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prananath Prabhu. This was actually one of the best classes I had in my life. In my whole life, it was amazing. Actually, because my sons, Krishna Das and Balram, they are actually almost directly under his custody. So I can just share something which you are trying to know. My sons were lazy to get up. So one of the teachers who's with Prananath Prabhu, so he started a system that one who comes very early and listens the whole day very nicely. The group leader who takes all the boys for prasadam in a queue and makes them make sure they're doing nice service. The boy who does all these things very nicely, next day he becomes a leader. That's right?
Yes.
Next day he becomes a leader. When this started, my wife used to say, I'll commit suicide, it's rights in the house. When they come back home, and they're completely changed. Completely changed. This is an amazing system. We cannot. For us who are educated in this system, unimaginable for us. Me and my wife, we actually changed to keep up the mark with our children. I'll give an example of day before yesterday. Yadrash Prabhu came to my house.
Yes.
Balram and Krishna Das came. My younger son went. He saw Yadrash Prabhu's shoes. He went, cleaned it, put his head, and my wife asked, "What are you doing?" I said, "Yadrash Prabhu's shoes. I'm just playing with his sister." They are innocent about it. Very innocent. But this culture is going into them out of blood. In fact, one parent asked a question in the course.
Huh.
She told her son is with my sons. So she asked a question in the whole course. There was a course on how the Gurukul is educating the children. The question was, what do you teach our children? That they are always contemplating how to please my teachers. I will ask you a question. Which system of education, which college or university, a parent will ask this? From where? It is just amazing, and actually we all owe our life. And one day I owe my life to the Gurukul system. Because of this Gurukul and sacrifice of such leaders, actually people like myself have a hope that I can educate my children into the Vedic system. For that I am very grateful to you, Prabhu. Thank you very much for a wonderful time and this enlivening class. Please guys, Prananath Prabhu ki.
Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's